In a world where China is one of the world's leaders in colonization, there is a colony named Minging Out Burger. Minging. In the last part, we started as the largest nation in EU4, Ming. However, we had several restrictions and debuffs that we needed to overcome first in order to become a normal nation. We held back an invasion from the Jurchen tribes, then began exploring the New World and colonizing it. After a while, we uncovered a plot made by our tribute, the treacherous Koreans, to take us down, and we foiled it by invading Korea, who is allied with the Mongolian Oirat tribes in the Kingdom of Siam. That puts us here now in this video where the New World is hotly contested by both European and Asian powers. Who will come out on top? Find out in this video where we will complete our Ming campaign. The Korean people shall be free from Chinese vassaldom. Proxy war between Great Britain and Spain continues in Mexico. Norway, backed by Spain and monetarily by us, the Ming Empire, was currently defeating the Korean runaway state of Samsung Sweatshop, backed by the British and its colonies. Back in Asia, the Ming tributaries were growing. Now the Sultanate of Deccan and the Sultanate of Bengal were tributes of Ming, which meant that we had to protect them even against the evil Persian Empire who was trying to expand into India. Right now, we are trying to complete this. We need to complete trade ideas. We also need to embrace institutions. Once we do that, every province with a manufactory gets one production. I'm trying to make it so all of my provinces have manufactories. We are going to get Diplotech 14 right now, which does give us access to Tech 14 manufactories, which is all of these. Oh no, these are Tech 16. It's probably better to wait until we get all the manufactories if we're trying to truly min-max. Once we have all of China as manufactories, that'll be every single one of our provinces, which is 176 provinces. That would be 176 Diplodev that we get from clicking this mission. Pretty good, pretty good. Beijing was almost as valuable as the English Channel. We still had more manufactories and buildings to build.
I build for China. We have big plans.
Eventually, Samsung Sweatshop and Great Britain were defeated by Spain and Norway. Ming. Objective: get global trade. Get global trade. We are 15 ducats away from English Channel, so it's probably we're not going to get it. We build all these manufactories and we finish trade ideas, which we're about to finish, and we eat Nippon trade, and we also do some dip dev. There we go. That's the trade ideas done. More merchants. Oh, we're still about 10 value behind. Once our manufacturing map mode looked like this,
I'm afraid I just blew myself.
it was time to click the Repeal the Hagen Policy mission, giving us permanent modifiers and +1 diplomatic development on all our provinces with manufactories, making Beijing the world's largest trade center, but only by just a bit, with English Channel being 0.3 ducats less valuable. This is a sign. 666. This is a map mode of where I expanded infrastructure. The darker the green, the more times I expanded. Now that our trade node was the most valuable in the world, I was shooting to become the economic hegemon of this world. Norway formed Texas, and Samsung Sweatshop formed Mexico. Once again, they were at war with one another, but this time, no great powers were intervening. However, a new empire landed in the Yucatan. Zimbabwe was here and now contesting the New World to create New Zimbabwe. Did you know that this campaign was suggested by a patron on my Patreon? This campaign idea where I play Ming in multiplayer was requested by a top patron, Leonard Craig. You too can decide what I play and showcase on this channel and live stream on my Twitch channel. There's even a live vote right now to decide what I play next on my Twitch to eventually become another one of my YouTube videos on this channel. You too can get special perks like this and like others, such as getting access to my save files in both multiplayer and single player campaigns, voting for my next video on YouTube, getting guaranteed slotting on my multiplayer games on my Discord, the ability to choose memes that are shown on this YouTube channel, adding me on Steam as a friend, one-on-one coaching sessions in EU4, and personalized gaming sessions. And for the highest level, you can choose what I play no matter what. You can become a direct supporter of my content today. Check out the link in my description to learn more, and thank you to all my existing patrons. And now, back to the video. A message from the Pope.
Someone who actually appreciates the Pope.
Yeah, dude, we love the Pope here, as long as he pays his tribute. Here's another gift, Mr. Pope.
Thank you so much, Great Overlord. I will use this to expand the production of diplomatic development.
We're now so close to becoming the economic hegemon, but being an empire with multiple player tributes had a cost. Our tributes constantly expected us to protect them, and even when we couldn't protect them in terms of troops, we gave them money and manpower using tribute interactions. I gave Deccan like 300k manpower. I gave Oirat like 15k ducats and bunch of manpower, and also buffed him while he was at war. All of these guys are getting small little buffs here. That's why they're remaining loyal. Right here, this is the sphere of Ming. Our lake, chat, our lake. Things got dicey though when my tributes started fighting each other, like when Siam declared war on Malaya for Malacca. Both sides expected me to give them my support, so I just gave money and manpower to both sides. We were able to become the economic hegemon, getting some nice little cute bonuses. We also passed the Great Tax Reform, which gave us a bunch of bonuses on gold provinces, created a new gold province, and gave a bonus on a province if we conquered it in Peru. Additionally, we got goods produced on all our paper provinces. Wait, what does this do? Heaven's Will. Let's see. Until the end of the game, dev cost, liberty desire, max effective absolutism. 100 prestige. Almost done with my mission tree.
Feels good being generally financially independent, not needing too many subs. Well, I'm thankful for the gifts that have come though. Oh my god. Wait, how much money do you make?
Make 1,300 a month.
Oh my god.
Global trade spawned in the city of Taiyuan, cementing Ming China as the #1 economical power. However, the period of the Ming Empire standing at the side funding everyone was over. Texas had won the war for Mexico against the Korean Mexican Kingdom, but Great Britain, wanting Mexico, declared on Texas, and Texas called in Spain, its ally. Great Britain then formed an alliance with Zimbabwe, who also wanted the south of Mexico and joined the war. The Songhai Empire also got involved on the side of Great Britain as part of an arrangement for the transfer of the port cities in the Ivory Coast. In an effort to maintain a balance in the New World, the Ming Empire joined on the side of Texas, spurring a global conflict.
25 years of attrition warfare in Mexico.
I have no manpower. I'm already out.
Yeah, you can just stay there. Yeah, because of the discipline event, he also did like double casualties to us. So
well, that was mostly
Okay,
because of
we are not
Colonial.
getting
I have
the
same
by the
discipline
way.
as him.
I have a 6-6 general incoming.
oh yes, that's what we need to win this battle.
I have 6-5 in the top battle.
Despite our best efforts to turn the war, Great Britain was already sending stab-hit peace deals to Texas to annul its treaties. Despite Great Britain sending those stab hits to Texas, we still fought over the Louisiana River for dominance in the New World. Once we weren't able to secure the required war score to stop the stability hits to Texas, we white pieced Great Britain and got out of the war. The Texas player had abandoned the campaign, which meant time to grow Mindanao burger. We also did a deal to buy most of Canada off of Scandinavia, but while that was happening, our tribute, the Pope, was attacked.
Oh, Britain decked!
We once again were at war with Great Britain. Oh,
I have 0 discipline. Oh god.
you put a discipline advisor, check your
Don't
policies.
build, just tell me.
Luckily, we still had a large portion of our army in the New World, so we were prepared. But Britain's colonies were stronger than ours. Unfortunately, the regions of California and Cascadia are the worst colonial regions in the game. Not only that, we kept having to switch our colonial players since they kept getting bored and didn't want to keep playing in this campaign. So I had to opt in for new players on my colony while Great Britain had seasoned players on theirs. Great Britain successfully pushed us all the way to the south of California due to the fact that we had very little forts in Mindanao Burger. While the war was going on, I was desperately trying to send any troops I could from our mainland in China to the New World. I had to do this secretly though, since Great Britain had a superior navy and I did not want to get caught out. Eventually, a stalemate was reached in Arizona, where we had to sit and wait while we got the rest of our reinforcements from Asia to arrive. Once the reinforcements did arrive though, it was time to continue the offensive and try to break out, leading to one of the most epic colonial wars that we have faced on this channel. Multiple battles were being fought at the same time while I was trying to siege the backside so we could trap troops in this area. These battles involved massive amounts of men and massive amounts of losses.
Look to be pushing them back though. I'd probably retreat, yeah.
We've held this pretty hard.
And they're not.
You need the tech. Both of you need the tech. If you don't have it
Yeah,
already.
that's what I'm
Tech
greeting
19.
for. Oh, they started that on mountain. Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah, that's a -3 for them. General, yeah.
I'm coming to the south.
Yep, same here.
Eventually, we were able to push them out of Ming, New Mexico, and Ming, Arizona. It wouldn't be a player war in post-slackening nerf EU4 without the abuse of the draft in Parliament. 0.3 million.
Oh, we're so fucking back.
It's a good thing that now most multiplayer mods remove the ability to use this. You shouldn't be able to get 1 million men from your parliament. Things were looking good in this war until we tried to break to our border. It had seemed that the colonies in Great Britain had committed more troops, while my colonies were running out completely of manpower. This back to the issue that in colonial warfare, you are sometimes very reliant on the power level of the colonies. To make things worse, the war goal was a province in Canada. Papal states tried desperately multiple times to unsiege and hold that island, but the effort was futile. And eventually, due to the occupations and the loss of the war goal, and the amount of lost battles that we had overall, Great Britain was able to enforce a 95% peace deal on us, pausing the game and enforcing, making us lose the economic hegemon and giving us the debuff lost hegemon for the next 10 years. Uncolonized land exists peacefully. Britain, tally-ho, it is! Originally, I wanted to get revenge on Great Britain and take away his naval hegemon. The debuffs of losing hegemon is plus 10 all power costs for 10 years, which is quite painful, especially when running a big empire like ours. Make things worse, our tribute Oirat was killed by Russia, and Persia used the opportunity to also push further into India. Because we were fighting so much in the New World, our tributes weren't getting the help they needed. The real reason why Great Britain attacked was because the Papal States was using trade boats to heavily get control in the English Channel, hurting the British economy drastically. Furthermore, because me and Great Britain were fighting for so long, the New Zimbabwe had cut us off from expanding further in the old lands of Texas, making New Zimbabwe gain most of Mexico. We were able to get Russia to become our tribute instead of Oirat after threatening war on him. Turns out that he was a lot weaker than we expected. I have to put GB in place, or anytime I leave the New World, I'll get attacked, like what happened when I went Papal State. I started going to Europe and GB attacked. So, for the third time, we were now in war with Great Britain again.
Oh, they're gonna lose the northern battle somehow. They had a cannon advantage for like 20, like 30 ticks or something.
On the ground, the Ming quality troops were pretty good and on the same par as Great Britain and better than the British colonies. However, the Ming colony troops were quite bad, and we ran into the same problem that we had in the First War. Our colonies were just not that good compared to Great Britain and its colonies, and in order to win, I needed to be the one that carried these wars. Despite these problems, we were able to win against Great Britain in these battles. Once we had positive war score in this war, we had to start considering, are we going to go for the stab hits, or are we going to try to push for 95%? I'm afraid that we can't push this war, dude. There's so many forts and ramparts, and I don't want to keep fighting Great Britain, honestly. Eunuchs and diplomats had to decide now, what would be the future of the Ming Empire? Do we continue to focus on the New World or bring back our focus to Asia? Emperor and bureaucrats of Ming decided Asia would now be the focus of the Ming Empire. After winning a war against Great Britain where we just took war reparations, it was time to send our army back to Asia and reclaim our place in the sun as the economic hegemon of the world, still being a #1 economy. We chose to eat the old lands of the Oirat tribute and expanding our lands into the Mongolian steppe. However, it wasn't like we were just going to sit and abandon our New World ambitions. We did, however, make deals with Great Britain and New Zimbabwe in order to maintain the borders that we have. We just did a deal, 10k ducats for south of Mexico.
Hey, do they have bananas on the heads?
Who? Where?
Look at the sprites in New Great Zimbabwe. No,
Those are feathers, bro. Those aren't bananas. You racist. Man.
I mean,
Let
bananas
bro
grow in Africa, no?
Let bro cook.
Unfortunately, while this was happening, the Papal States was becoming a rogue state, stealing our trade in the Hangzhou node with trade boats. The end of the Pope. Pope! Once you started taking my trade, that's the mistake you made. That is the mistake you made, Pope. You were useful while you lasted. Become the richest nation again. We are so back. We are so back. Oh! It's now also time to start another developing spree, starting to develop provinces from 5 to 10 development, stacking multiple modifiers as you can see here on the screen. Using expanded infrastructure, we were able to make multiple high development provinces built with a lot of buildings on each of them. This here, I was gonna go do wars, but now that I'm deving for so cheap, I'm just like, okay, let's just keep it going. Like, our deving is actually so cheap, chat. Cheap. So, and while we were developing, the colonial powers were still fighting for the New World. Spain was in conflict against Great Zimbabwe and Great Britain, leading to millions of troops fighting in the Panama Corridor. And I was here just stacking dev cost modifiers, like a true EU4 nerd. Did however intervene when Persia attacked our tribute of Bengal, leading to a massive battle in the mountains of Tibet. Another successful war, chat. Despite our size, we had zero governing capacity issues, and we were home of the Enlightenment. 110 global goods produced. But a nation as great as this would only lead to jealousy. We had an income of 4.3k ducats a month, highest by far in the lobby, and almost 3 million max manpower. My spies informed me though that my tributes were plotting against me. Jealous of how great our country was, they were going to start a grand coalition against us. Like the last time a coalition tried to form against me, I was going to be the one that did the preemptive strike. The plot to take me down was being organized by Persia and Scandinavia and conspiring with our vassals and tributes, Bengal and Malaya. First battles took place in the mountains of Tibet and the mountains of Afghanistan. The Khan also joined the war against me and Zealandia, the former nation of Madhyas. Of course, I had the colonies on my side, but essentially, I was microing 1 versus 7. We held back Deccan and Bengal in the mountains of Tibet by simultaneously pushing Persia and Deccan in Afghanistan, while dealing with a naval invasion from Zealandia and Korea, and fighting Scandinavia in the north of China on the Great Wall. We were forced to retreat from Afghanistan and Tibet and focus our efforts in the north of China in order not to stack a lot of devastation so we didn't lose our mandate. Remember, when we go below 50 mandate, we will start getting military debuffs that will hurt way too much to fight this war. And in a funny twist of events that was heavily unexpected, I recruited and allied the help of my EU4 arch nemesis, Svevlad, who was playing Revolutionary Zimbabwe, and with his help, we were able to push all enemy forces out of our lands. Annoyingly, Zealandia kept trying to siege down Beijing, but we were successfully easily able to stop him while continuing our offensive and once again in the mountains of Afghanistan. With this final session ending and with it the campaign and us still being at negative war score, we had to do the final thing that we could possibly do and edit the player rules to show that they had to uncon to me. But you guys thought I wasn't cringe? I always have to win. I'm the winner. I win. Look how big I am now.
Zimbabwe could probably 1v1.
Yeah, there you go. Oh no, it's really bad.
Ming bordering Italy.
Wait, the borders look bad now.
I'm not even a great
You should just annex the entire world.
Because you lost colonies.
Revolted.
I've lost hegemon, I've lost the colonies, I've lost everything.
Jokes aside though, we did end the campaign as the strongest nation in the game with the highest max manpower and the highest income by far. In order to defeat me, they needed to take a war that was 2 versus 7. Me and Zimbabwe versus essentially most of the world, excluding Great Britain and Spain, as they were still fighting their colonial war until the end of the campaign. Due to years of conflict in the New World and tired of their overlord making demands for more and more troops, the Great Britain colonies broke free, while Spain controlled a grasp on their colonies, and New Great Zimbabwe somehow was the richest and highest manpower colony in the New World. Meanwhile, in Europe, there was the weirdest looking France that we ever saw. France was actually originally Bohemia in this campaign, and there is an actual entire subplot going on that I really wish that our friend Bentfork, the player playing Bohemia, was a streamer and YouTuber as well, so you guys could see this sub-B plot that was going on in Europe. This Bohemia ended up reaching a point where he was only 5 provinces, somehow coming back through mental fortitude and beating back the players that ate him up in the first place, snaking and eventually forming France, as you can see in this time lapse that we're showing right here. How did he do it? Well, maybe this will motivate him to start becoming an EU4 MP YouTuber just like me. Thank you for watching, and if you're watching all the way to this point, I really appreciate you and your attention span. Of course, these videos take a really long time to make, not only just in terms of editing, but also gameplay, as these are played over the course of weeks and over the course of multiple 4-hour sessions. Please like the video and subscribe if you want to see more content from me and in the future. Thank you my patrons and direct supporters, Mason and Druska, Chogus, RVR, GigaChad, Zorovia, Fabulous Nail, Hassium, Will, Henning Ballmark, Hardbam, Beyond, Tonix, Kolkarp, Johan Askelon, Deshaun Moore, Trevor Kosman, Jos Syorad, and Diane Mason. Sorry if I butchered any of your names guys. If it isn't obvious by now, I'm really bad at pronouncing things.